Hey there tech fans, Rick here again from the O-Ray team. In today's video, I'll show you how you can use the new ToVi X1 standard encoder and decoder pair to create an HDMI extension relationship that allows you to share all of your media content from one location with a second remote location up to 328 feet away over a single network connection. This new ToVi X1 solution from O-Ray provides an easy way for you to create a flexible and expandable software-defined AV over IP solution for distributing all of your media content to multiple remote locations at the same time across the same network. And because it's software-defined, you can easily set up different relationships between the encoders and decoders to mimic standard AV products like an HDMI extender, an HDMI switch if you've got multiple inputs, an HDMI splitter if you've got multiple decoders. You can even set up a video wall controller at one of the locations by simply connecting 4 decoders to different monitors, sending a media stream there where it's broken into individual parts for display on those monitors, creating a gigantic video wall. The product fully supports high-definition media content and is both HDMI 1.3 as well as HDCP 1.4 compliant, which means it's plug-and-play compatible with a wide range of modern media equipment. It also provides audio extraction capabilities where it can digitally separate the audio component from the media content. It allows you to pass that audio along to a soundbar or a home stereo for that full theater experience. And the best part is the entire solution utilizes the very latest in power over Ethernet technology, which means when you plug these modules into a PoE capable switch, you won't have to worry about a power supply because the power required for each of the modules is sent over that same LAN connection, which greatly simplifies your wiring. Now, as part of today's overview, I'd like to start with a basic understanding of what components are needed to get you started, and then I'll actually walk you through the steps inside of the graphical user interface on the network control hub to discover the modules and set up that HDMI extension relationship. I'll do a short demonstration to show you how that works, and then I'll come back one more time and point out some of the special features that this new ToVi X1 solution provides. So stay tuned next for the GUI overview. The ToVi X1 standard system is compatible with most modern HDMI media devices, including digital projectors, satellite receivers, media players like Apple TV, digital signage, and streaming devices. The product's features include full support of high-definition media content. It offers software-defined operation and is both HDMI 1.3 as well as HDCP 1.4 compliant. It provides 328 feet of unicast or multicast extension and includes features like audio extraction and full PoE support. To set up your system, you can start by connecting the standard encoder module, the standard decoder module, and the video network hub to your PoE switch using a Cat6 or a Cat7 cable, and then simply open a web browser on any computer connected to the same network and navigate to IP address 169.254.8.100, and you'll be greeted by this welcome screen. Here you can enter your password and click the login button. Now the first time you use the system, it'll ask you to change your password. The standard password from the factory is lowercase admin, A-D-M-I-N. And once you enter that password, again, you can change your password to something that's more familiar. When you first log into the system, you'll also see this wizard that will actually do the discovery on the network for all the modules that are connected. And to use the wizard, you can simply click the next button. But I'd like to show you how to do it manually. So I'll close out the wizard and confirm that I want to leave the wizard. And that'll take me to the main page of the graphical user interface. And along the left-hand side, you'll find several tabs labeled Device, Matrix, Video Wall, and User. Now, since this is the first time we've actually used the system, the network hub isn't aware of any modules that are connected, so we'll need to search for those. And to do that, you can simply scroll down and you'll see a button labeled Search Device via Wizard. Now if you click that, that'll start the same process that initial wizard would have started, but I wanted to show you how to get into the GUI first. So let's click that button. Then you're presented with 3 choices. You can have all the modules that are found automatically managed by the control box, or you can use DHCP, or you can even assign a static IP to each of the modules. I'd like to use the automatic managed by control box option, so I'll click next. And now it's searching the network for any modules that are connected that respond back to an X1 command. And it came back and it found the modules that are connected, and it gives me 2 choices. I can automatically add those to the system, or I can just list them. I'd like to add them automatically. Then it asks me to confirm that, so I want to stop searching and add them to the system. And then watch what happens on the encoder and decoder numbers. They've gone up by 1, so I have 1 encoder and 1 decoder. That encoder is encoder 001, that's the MAC address. And if I click on decoder, you'll see the first decoder, decoder 001 with the MAC address. And now I can go down to the second tab, which is the matrix. And already I've got video connected to the encoder that's being transferred over to the decoder. Now, if I had multiple decoders, I could actually drag this image, which is the video, over to the second decoder or the third decoder, so I could assign that video to multiple remote locations simply by dragging it on the screen. Now I'll show you just how easy it'll be to share content from one location with a second remote location up to 328 feet away over a single network connection using the standard encoder and decoder pair. Now for this demonstration, over here I've set up a small media player that's currently connected to this monitor, and it's looping a video. And that's the media content I'd like to share with my network and then view on this second monitor over here. That's the remote location. I've connected both modules to my PoE switch as well as the network control hub, and I just showed you how to set up a relationship between those two modules once they've been discovered by that control hub. Now all I have to do at this point is I have the receiver connected to a monitor at the remote location, and I'll disconnect the media content from the monitor and plug that directly into the HDMI input port on the standard encoder module, and you'll see the image pop up over here in a second. There you go. So what you're viewing here, and it's pretty incredible, is you've got HDMI media content that's being converted into a network signal by the encoder and sent across that PoE switch network to the decoder, and then converted back from that network signal into an HDMI signal for display in this monitor. And it's just that easy to get it working. I hope that graphical user interface walkthrough and the demonstration were helpful in showing you just how flexible this new ToVi S1 solution from Array really is. And because it's a software-defined solution, you can instantly create different relationships between your encoder and decoder modules to behave like standard AV equipment. So for example, today, I showed you how to use a single encoder and decoder to create an HDMI extension relationship. But you could easily add a second encoder module with a different media device attached and switch between them to send the media content to a single location, behaving like an HDMI switch. You could also add additional decoder modules and send that same media content to multiple remote locations at the same time, making it behave like an HDMI splitter. You could add a second encoder and a second decoder module and switch between those for distribution to different locations, creating an HDMI matrix relationship. And finally, you can locate several decoder modules at the same location, send a single media stream to that location where it's broken into individual parts for display on different monitors, creating a gigantic video wall. All of this across the same network, controlled by software in the network hub through that graphical user interface. The product fully supports high-definition media content, and it's also HDMI 1.3 and HDCP 1.4 compliant, which means it's plug-and-play compatible with a wide range of modern media gear. It also provides audio extraction capabilities, which allows you to pass the audio from your media content to a soundbar or a home stereo for that full theater experience. And lastly, it utilizes the latest in Power over Ethernet technology, which greatly simplifies your wiring because the minute you connect it to a PoE switch, all the power required for each of these modules is sent over that LAN connection, and it eliminates the need for a power supply. Everything you need to get started is included with the kit, and with a few simple connections, you can be up and running in no time. So until next time, thanks again for watching.